of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are St. Louis.
Is St. Louis Cardinals baseball, and today from Wrigley Field in Chicago, it's a day-night doubleheader. Game number one, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. Last night, game one of this four-game series. Impressive starting pitching from John Lackey, 7 shutout innings. The play of the night, Colton Wong with this double play turned off the bat of Starlin Castro. Took a hit away, saved the first run from scoring. The Cardinals then come back, scored 2 of their own, and mixed in there was a 2-out base hit by Colton Wong. That brought in Jason Hayward. St. Louis tacked on 4 more. 6-0 the final. With Pat Paris, Tim McCarver, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Welcome to Cardinals baseball. Long day of baseball ahead. It should be a lot of fun. A doubleheader here today.
I'll tell you, with this first game, it appears to be lopsided when you look at the lineup for the Cardinals and the pitching of Jake Arrieta, who took 3 games, no-hit ball into the 7th inning last year. He has been dominant here at Wrigley Field.
So the Cardinals counter with a couple of lefties here this afternoon. Tonight in game number 2, it'll be Tim Cooney. In game number 1, Tyler Lyons. His first pitch is moments away. Baseball comes your way next. Martinez. Fans determine the final roster spot for the National League. He's one of 5 with Kershaw, Cueto, Martinez, Familia, and Troy Tulowitzki. Carlos Martinez, a chance to be voted in. Albert Pujols had a chance a few years ago with the Cardinals. David Freese was voted in by the fans as an All-Star in 2012. Carlos right now 9th in the National League in ERA at 2.70. 5 Cardinals already headed to Cincinnati. The Tsunami could be number 6. Wrigley Field, a day-night doubleheader. Let's play 2. Baseball is next. Budweiser, make a plan to make it home. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And visit your local Mid-America Chevy dealers for great prices on our all-new 2015 vehicles today. It is a chilly afternoon, very windy here at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Game 1 of 2, along with Tim McCarver, Pat Paris. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Both games will be seen right here on Fox Sports Midwest. The Cardinals beginning with a 6-game lead over Pittsburgh, 9.5 in front of the Cubbies. The Cardinals lineup features Tommy Pham in left field today. Colton Wong, the second baseman, then Johnny Peralta here in the first. Hayward will bat cleanup, followed by Reynolds, who's at third base this afternoon. Peter Borges in center. Xavier Scruggs, the first baseman. Tony Cruz behind the plate. Tyler Lyons is on the mound. And Jake Arrieta making his 17th start of the year, a record of 8-5.
As you see, 5 losses, and in all 5 losses, the Cubs scored no runs.
So Tommy Pham now in that familiar spot of the leadoff position for the Cardinals. He can play all 3 outfield spots. We have not seen him play left field this year. Did play a couple of innings at the end of last season in left for the Cardinals. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Tommy certainly hopes that his adventures are offensive today and not defensive. It's going to be a tough outfield to play for the 6 outfielders involved in this game.
And that's a base hit into right center field. Leadoff hit for Tommy Pham. It was the spark plug for the Cardinals in the 2 straight wins over San Diego in games 3 and 4 of that series.
60 degrees today with a 24-mile-per-hour wind.
This is Wrigley.
This is Wrigley. Welcome to Wrigley.
Hyundai pitch arsenal for right-hander Jake Arrieta. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. There it is. Sinker, slider, curve, 4-seamer, the change. A little bit of everything and very, very good. Wong, first pitch, lined out to left, sinking, and DeNorfia makes the play.
Immediately tested in left field. We mentioned last night that this park is unusual in many ways, but left field and right field tougher to patrol than center in many ways.
And today's a great example of that.
A perfect example of it.
Cubs defense in game one, DeNorfia in left, Fowler in center, Solera's in right. Bryant, Castro, Herrera, and Rizzo along the infield. Miguel Montero behind the plate. Presented by Dobbs. There's Johnny Peralta hitting .297, 11 homers and 42 RBIs. Just look at the flagpoles in left and right, and they are whipping right now. It's coming in from left, but then you look at right field, it's going across.
Yes.
1-0 pitch to Peralta.
In this ballpark, normally outfielders don't want balls to be hit over their heads, so they play deeper. Today, you don't want a ball to drop in front of you, so you play more shallow.
That's the case here with a guy that can drive the ball out of the ballpark with Peralta, but they're playing about as shallow as you'll see against him.
Right. And the Cards outfielders should take note.
2-0 is chopped towards third and a foul ball. We understand the wind will calm a little bit as we go throughout the afternoon and into the evening, but right now, as windy a day as you'll see here at Wrigley Field.
Heck, it can change from inning to inning.
Right.
And back again.
And back again, and then there's rain, and you never know, maybe snow. I mean, it's crazy
How
here.
about a wind chill factor in July in Chicago?
And it was warm and muggy here last night. But very breezy and cool today. The 2-1 pitch to Peralta. Instead of check on the runner, and Pham is back in safely.
Boy, that was close. Very quick move, quick feet by Arrieta. Anthony Rizzo almost tagged Tommy Pham in the process of diving back while he was still in the air.
The 2-1 pitch to Peralta. 2-2. Well, something that we did not see last night was the throw to first by John Lester, and we saw a good move there by Arrieta, who was born in Farmington, Missouri. 6'4", 230-pounder, and a deal that's turned out to be a very good one here for the Chicago Cubs. There's an awful lot of drying agent right now on the infield, and Pham looked to be stuck in mud trying to get back to the bag at first base. It rained overnight, and it started to rain right after our final out of game one last night. That time they got it. Pham was picked off.
And I think that mud had something to do with it too, Dan. Matter of fact, Anthony Rizzo, who made that tag at first, scraping with his left foot after that play, that area where Tommy Pham was stuck.
Just looked like he couldn't really move all that well on a few of those pickoff plays, and that one an easy call. He's picked off, 2 down, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a strikeout for Arrieta, his first of the afternoon. In game one, the Cardinals send Tyler Lyons to the mound when we come back. confines of Wrigley Field. Dexter Fowler will lead it off today in Game 1, followed by Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, Jorge Soler, the right fielder, Chris Denorfia, Starlin Castro, Miguel Montero, Jake Arrieta, again the pitcher batting 8th, and Jonathan Herrera, switch hitting second baseman, will bat 9th. The Cardinals counter with left-hander, a pair of lefties today, Tyler Lyons in Game 1, Tim Cooney Game 2.
Well, Dan, when you think about it, it's a good day to start 2 left-handers against the Chicago Cubs, and you can't say that every day. But because that wind is whistling in from left field, fly balls by right-handed hitters, and predominantly right-handed lineup for the Cubs. But they're going nowhere early. But as we said earlier, things could change.
Fowler moves up to the leadoff spot. Switch hitter this side of the plate, batting .340. So we'll see him probably in back-to-back games, according to Joe Madden, leading off against the Cardinals' left-handed pitching. Fowler comes to Chicago from Houston for Luis Valbuena, and pitcher Dan Straley, career .271 hitter this year, batting .230. The 1-1 pitch. Lyons is really an interesting dilemma for the Cardinals in a good way. Some believe in the organization he could be a starter. There are others that believe he's best suited for the bullpen. He's got good stuff.
And right now he's opening up too soon. All 3 of those pitches up and away to Fowler. It's one of the worst signs for a pitcher early. Keep that front shoulder closed. There he is again. 4 in a row. Up and out of the strike zone to Fowler.
Hyundai pitch arsenal with Lyons. One of his better pitches is that slider. A ton of swings and misses against that when it's right. Opponents hitting about 100 against that slider. Here's Anthony Rizzo. We'll see if the Cardinals will watch the Cubs run on Tony Cruz, not Molina, behind the plate today. Fowler with 11 steals this year, and he's been caught 4 times. This has been a spot of major improvement over the last 2 years for Anthony Rizzo. You go back to 2013 against left-handed pitching, he hit 189. Last year 300. He's around that mark this year. 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
General manager of the Cubs, Theo Epstein, and assistant general manager Jed Hoyer pursued Anthony Rizzo with, a vengeance. From Boston to San Diego, and they finally said, we got to have this guy.
Part of the Andrew Kashner deal. Good pitch that time, and a check swing. 1-2. Kashner, the hard-throwing right-hander that was working out of the pen at the time with the Cubs, and now in the rotation for the Padres.
Boy, a good slider from Lyons there. You don't see many check swings from Anthony Rizzo.
One-two pitch, went with it again and struck him out. And that's what I mean. You see those kind of pitches, Tim, and you say the upside with Lyons can be very, very high. Cardinals defense with Pham in left, Borges in center, Hayward in right. Good luck to that trio. Reynolds at third, Peralta at short, Wong at second, Scruggs at first, Tony Cruz behind the plate, presented by Dobbs. Here's Chris Bryant.
Because of pitches like that, Chris Maloney, who handles the outfield defense, just moved Tommy Pham toward the line in left field about 2 steps. But here again, probably too deep because of that wind coming in. You've got to check the flags all the time.
Runner goes, and it's popped out. Watch this take off. This is an adventure. Wong makes the catch. That started out at the bag at second base and wound up a good 25 feet to the left. Hayward was coming in at second, or from right field, the backup second base. just one of those games you better be on your toes.
That's right. Nothing is routine on a day like this at Wrigley Field.
Jorge Soler with a runner at first. He's hitting .267, activated off the DL over the weekend as he dealt with a sprained ankle for about a month. How does it change, Tim, what you throw to a hitter pitching in this ballpark with the wind like this, if at all?
Well, you're more inclined to not worry about balls that are up. So if right-handed hitters drive them that far into that wind, let them do it.
2 outs, runner at first. And another check on Dexter Fowler.
I remember a quote by Early Wynn, a Hall of Famer who won 300 games primarily for the White Sox across town, the south side of Chicago, and he said there's a lot of money to be made on fly balls to deep center field because my guy could track them down.
There's that slider again. If he can locate that pitch, it could be a very good afternoon for Lions.
Another left-hander that started with the Cardinals, who threw a slider a great deal.
You know him quite well.
Number 32.
In the Hall of Fame, Steve Carlton. How is Steve Carlton doing these days?
I guess he's fine.
You talk to him occasionally, right?
Okay, about 3 or 4 times a year. We're supposed to do a dinner for the Cancer Foundation, trying to get your schedule all right to moderate that thing on November 12th of this year in St. Louis.
We did that last year, and what a blast that was. Throw by Cruz is not in time. It hits Fowler. They've gotten him on the back of the leg. Stolen base, his 12th this year.
Fowler with a great jump, and Tony Cruz with a very difficult pitch to handle. The ball inside to Soler. Soler didn't give, so Cruz almost had to throw it behind or over Soler. So Tony did all he could, but 12th stolen base for Fowler.
And a 1-2 pitch to Soler. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Tyler Lyons. We head to the second. No score here in game 1. To the game.
Award-winning keys to the game, I might add. Find a way to solve Arrieta. Boy, that's another key to the game. Jake Arrieta, nasty.
In particular with his breaking ball. As Jason Hayward steps in for the first time, and that's a single into center field. When he throws the curveball, Tim, the numbers will tell you he's going to have success. The opposition hitting 135 against that pitch. And Joe Madden recently said it's wiffle ball like when he's on with that breaking ball.
That means the spin is down, down, down. And it also helps him combat left-handed hitters. Left-handed hitters hitting .211 against the right-hander, Arrieta.
Here's Reynolds, who's hitting .225. He's at third base here for game one. He's popped 5 home runs, driven in 27. You would think if his curveball is right, Arrieta's, this would be a tough matchup for Mark Reynolds.
Yeah. National League pitchers would rather bite the head off a rattlesnake than throw him anything inside. Everything pitches going away from him.
1-0 pitch. Cardinals saw Arrieta last year. 4 different starts. He was 1-0, 22 1/3 innings with 28 strikeouts. Only gave up 3 earned. Led the Cubs in wins, tied his career high with 10 last season. What a great deal, as I mentioned earlier, this has turned out to be. Comes to Chicago from Baltimore in 2013 with Pedro Strop for Scott Feldman and Steve Clevenger. The 2-1 runner goes. Hit and run was on. Foul ball.
I was just thinking that it was a bad time to send Hayward. Fortunately, Reynolds got a piece of it. But Mark Reynolds swings through too many pitches. And you have to take that into consideration when you send a runner with Reynolds up there.
You leave the runner exposed, so to speak.
Right, right. He's naked. No protection for the most part.
The 2-2. And a breaking ball throws him. Strikeout number 2 for Jake Arrieta. Before and after the deal for Arrieta, what he's done. He's had success here in Chicago, and sometimes it takes a while for a pitcher to develop. Last year at the age of 28, struck out nearly 30% of the batters that he faced. And at times, Tim, unhittable. 3 no-hit bids into the 7th inning or later. And on the flip side, what's it meant for Baltimore? Steve Clevenger, 43 games. That's all he's played in. Scott Feldman is now with Houston. He made 15 starts for Baltimore, and he was 5-6. So a good deal for Chicago. It's a funny game, isn't it? How guys sometimes can
flourish.
Yeah.
Flourish in one place where they couldn't in another.
And at a later stage in their career, too. I mean, 27, 28. At that time, a lot of people have you pigeonholed as the player is this type of player. Or in this case, this type of pitcher.
Baseball's tough to shake wraps. I know there are a lot of businesses like that, but in this business, they're unfair. You don't give older players a chance for improvement. If they don't do well, they say, well, they're too old to improve. That's not true. In many ways, the reverse is true, because they're more determined than younger players to improve.
Some have been around, experienced success, experienced the checks, and they say, I don't want to miss out on these.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to stay in the game. Borges had an RBI base hit late in the 6-0 win last night. Just how good has the Cardinals pitching been? We'll take a look at the offense and the fact that they don't get many hits. Cardinals have won 4 straight games with under 7 hits. Think about that.
Man, that is well put.
1-1 pitch. Hit the other way. Base hit. Hayward to second. Soler with a good arm, and he'll show it off.
I don't care. He's got to be thrown out to third base. That ball trickled by him. It really didn't interfere with Jason going to second base. I think you think right away. See, there's no interference. Right away. Go to third base. There's one out. With none or two, you stay at second. With one, you try for third. Soler throws you out, so what? I know he charges the ball well. He's got a good arm, but you got the bottom part of the order. You got to try to find a way to score on with something other than a hit.
We saw last night Hayward a mistake not tagging up on a fly ball to right.
Right.
So runners at first and second. Here's Xavier Scruggs. This is about as well as the Cardinals have hit Jake Arrieta, it seems like, since he's come to Chicago. 3 hits and 1 1/3 innings. One of the outs was a line out by Wong to left. So 2 on, 1 out, and a 1-0 pitch to Scruggs. Instead, a check on Hayward, who's dancing out there at second base. You wonder in the back of Mike Matheny's mind if it's time for him to say, look, we're going to find out what we have in Xavier Scruggs. We're going to play him every day at first base, ride him out for a week or two, and see what we've got. Reynolds clearly is struggling in a big way right now.
I think I totally agree with you.
Scruggs lines to short, double play. In with Pat Paris. Pat, calm us down up here.
All right, I'll try. I'll do my best. We got very excited the last couple of games with the defensive plays made by Colton Wong. Remember back on Sunday in St. Louis, he helped bail Lance Lynn out of a jam with a tremendous catch out in shallow center field. And then last night, the double play that he was able to turn to help John Lackey out of that jam in the 6th inning. And I asked Colton, in fact, I said, Tim McCarver made the comment during that play that, maybe it was a bit of an all-star snub that he's not headed to Cincinnati. And Colton told me, you know what, I'm really disappointed. Kind of stinks that I'm not going to Cincinnati. I thought I put together the first half of the season that would be worthy.
Wow, what a play that is by Reynolds. Go ahead, Pat. But
certainly was. Well, he's a third baseman, but at third baseman by trade, Mark Reynolds. But yeah, Colton Wong said, I put together this first half. I think it's all-star worthy, and I'm very proud of what I've been able to do, and I really take pride in what I can do with the glove as well. But he's also 24 years old, and he pointed that out. Hey, I still have plenty of years to go, and I expect that someday I will be an all-star in the National League.
Well, you look at it, and it comes down to Bruce Bochy being backed into corner, so to speak, to an extent, because you have player votes, you got fan votes, and then only a handful of manager votes. And you think about taking your own guys. And in this case, it was Joe Panik who makes the All-Star team over Colton Wong at second base.
Yeah, understandable. There's really no fair or unfair way of managers selecting in the All-Star game.
Castro pulls that foul. Also make the case that Jake Arrieta could be part of the All-Star game, but Bochy going with Madison Bumgarner. Now, with what he did last year's postseason, reward him.
Absolutely. We are in agreement there, but we were not in agreement with Jason Hayward. We both agreed.
Well, hold that thought, will you please? Because I'm looking forward to
these plays. First by Reynolds on a one-hopper, a hard bunt, and now Tyler Lyons going over toward the line and making a good play. Watch these back-to-back. Attempted bunt by DeNorfia. Fielded nicely by Reynolds. That's really a good play. And Tyler Lyons defensively. But our argument between innings, to allow you folks to know that, was whether Hayward should have been doubled off at second. And to me, that's an understandable play, because and the reason is you don't know where the shortstop is behind you. If, on the other hand, the line drive was to second and it's a 4-6 double play, all bets are off, because you should be able to figure that because you can see the second baseman.
Now,
you don't buy that, though.
Well, no, I'm with you.
All right. You don't buy the fact that he should have been on third anyway.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, okay.
I like the fact that you do want to test the outfielders. And by all accounts, I'd say 98.9% of the time. So I'm leaving myself a little wiggle room.
That was 1.1 right there.
That's
that you don't do because of Solaire's arm and because of the way he charged the ball.
And because they were playing in.
Okay.
Because of the wind. Right. That was the only factor that I thought with that. Other than that.
Because of the wind and Borges.
Right. So you're playing in and right.
All right.
But that's it.
I'll concede if you concede. But
absolutely
you've got to concede with. Okay.
No way.
Some things
I'll concede.
Some things go unresolved up here. Say.
2-2 the count on Montero. Well, that guy's ready. I guess he wants to make sure he's not hitting the head.
Good idea.
Why not bring the glove?
Sure.
Yeah, that kid reminds me of the character Mel Brooks movie Dark Helmet. It's a parody of
I don't remember that.
Star Wars. I mean, that's an enormous helmet for that little head. So now we have a walk.
2 good plays toward third. That play Reynolds made is not a routine play.
Jake Arrieta now. He's hitting .030 with 1 sacrifice this year. 2 outs, runner at first. And again, Joe Madden using the pitcher batting 8th.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that. Are you?
No, and I saw it a lot with Tony La Russa. And you know what, Tim? I think if you go back and look at the numbers, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
You know, I mean,
which is hitting them 9th. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
This time it works. Base hit into center field. So that extends the inning to Jonathan Herrera. The walk, a single, broken bat hit by Arrieta. And it brings in Jonathan Herrera.
So John Lester gets his first major league hit last night after going 0 for 66. Jake Arrieta 1 for 32 coming into this game this year and gets his second hit. So the Cub pitchers are hot in that 8-hole.
So 2 outs, 2 on. Here's Herrera, switch hitter, batting .250. He's been in the big leagues a number of years, primarily with Colorado. Bleachers still filling up just a little bit as fans are filing in here to Wrigley Field. He did go. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Clearly, that slider is working for Lyons this afternoon through the first inning and 2/3.
A lot of check swings, so you're getting that late movement.
That's a good sign.
There it is again.
Okay, the guy who comes into play with a left-hander with this good a slider, particularly with right-handed hitters up there, is the first base umpire and defensively the third baseman.
Fought off, and the catch made by Scruggs. Cubs strand 2. We head to the 3rd, and there's no score here in game 1. Is brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Find a servicing Steel dealer at steeldealers.com or search STIHL. And if the Cards throw 9 strikeouts, get a free Monster Taco with any purchase tomorrow at Jack in the Box. Windy, cool afternoon. Jake Arrieta came into the game retiring nearly 80% of first batters that he's seen. Well, the Cardinals have gotten the first 2 on the first 2 innings, but nothing to show for it thus far. He's been so good against the Cardinals. He had 2 prior starts this year, given up a total of 6 hits, 3 in each game in 14 innings. And the Cardinals already with 3 hits today.
Left that one game with a shutout over 8 innings. The bullpen came in and coughed it up in St. Louis as the Cardinals beat the Cubs 3 in a row.
Tony Cruz, 8th place hitter. Was this, Tim, the hardest place to play, or Candlestick on a cool windy night?
Candlestick was awful.
Yeah.
This was not. No. Wind blowing in or out. Great place to hit.
1-2 pitch. 2-2.
Taking batting practice with the wind blowing out. Did your confidence ever go through the roof?
I bet.
You felt like King Kong.
Routine flies.
Oh, yeah. I'm a home run hitter, right.
The fly ball lifted into right field. Blowing towards the line, Soler. So Arrieta gets the first man here in the third. Now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use the hashtag MWDataStrongFan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Here's Lyons with one out and nobody on. Hit to third, backhanded by Bryant. 2 down. The great Bo is with us here in the booth.
The great Bo is here, not Brummel.
And tell us who Bo is.
Bo Root is my grandson. He is here in the booth.
First time to Chicago and Wrigley.
And the first time he's not in the booth.
Oh, he's here. He just ducked under the table.
He doesn't. 14 years old and does not want to go on camera.
It's not like grandfather like son or vice versa, because you love your camera time. I mean, it's built in your contract when you came to Fox Sports Midwest. Tim has to have this amount of time on camera.
All right, you got me.
We
what
acquiesced.
Can I say?
We acquiesced.
When I was younger, I would take you up on that.
Marietta flips to Anthony Rizzo. The great Bo is in the booth in Chicago.
Bo in the booth.
Headed into Krispy Kreme tomorrow. Receive a dozen of their original glazed donuts for only $3.99. Stop by one of the 4 St. Louis area Krispy Kreme locations for this sensational deal. So far in this series, the Cubs position players with 5 hits, the pitchers with 2. And 2 guys you wouldn't think they would get those hits.
No.
Top of the lineup, Dexter Fowler, tardy with that swing.
2 guys before those 2 hits were 1 for 98.
Unbelievable. 1 for 98. Lester was 0 for 66. There's a base hit into center field. We'll see if Fowler is running again. He was running back in the first inning, picked up his 12th stolen base of the year.
That slider hanging inside part of the plate, didn't have a lot of bite on it, and Dexter took care of it.
Anthony Rizzo coming off a 32 home run campaign, already with 15 this year. An all-star selection at 150 hits last year as well. Tim, from a catcher's perspective, Anthony Rizzo hangs out over the middle of the plate. I mean, he crowds the plate about as tight as anybody in the league. You see that? What are you trying to do here?
Well, I mean, you don't want to take away his best pitch. That's one way to get him off the plate, is a fastball inside. But you don't want to take Lyons. I mean, he struck him out with 2 good sliders to go strike 2, strike 3 his first time up. You don't let that bother you. If you throw it inside and you hit him, and he gets hit a lot.
And a fly ball lifted down the left field line, out of play.
You try not to get a pitcher in a situation where he's got to throw in one area. And that's why working both sides of the plate, inside and outside, is much preferable to working up and down in the strike zone.
Oh-2 pitch, instead of check on Fowler.
Plate 17 inches wide. The middle is the hitters. The outside 2 inches and the inside 2 inches are the pitchers.
It's been hit 17 times already this year. And he signals the other way on an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, that's a bad pitch from Lyons. Tyler upset with himself and should be. Think about it. A guy's 0-2. You don't want to pitch him like it's 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch him like it's no balls and 2 strikes. You have 4 pitches to get him out. What's the hurry?
He's one of the top on-base men in the league. Rizzo has now reached base in 63 of his last 70 games. A chance to do some damage for Chris Bryant, who has 49 driven in this year. One of the young all-stars in the National League. First 2 have reached. Base hit to center, base hit to left, and now the 1-0 pitch. Little check swing. Lyons diving for it, makes the play. It's 2 very good plays from Tyler Lyons as runners advance to second and third.
The reason that was a good play was because left-handed pitchers always fall off toward the third baseline. So he had to do a little pirouette to his right and backhand the ball to make the play. Nice.
Jorge Soler has struck out 69 times. 69. And remember, he missed a month of the season. So still a chance to get out of this. Nearly hit by the pitch. He struck out his first time up. There are a lot of positives with Soler. Arm, defense, can run, hits for power. But that's one of the knocks on him right now, is that he strikes out a ton. Hits it sharply to third. Reynolds to the plate. They've got him.
I'm telling you.
What a play by Mark Reynolds on the hot shot to third. That saves a run from scoring.
Immediately making up his mind to come home. A good throw to Cruz to get Fowler. I mean, this defense on the infield for the Cardinals has just been superb. I mean, to catch the ball. Why is Fowler looking back at Mark Reynolds? There's so many wasted movements. You saw Jason Hayward look at Soler earlier. There's no you make your mind up immediately to try to go to third base, in my opinion. And then why Fowler looked at Mark Reynolds, explain that to me. I don't get it. Once you decide to go home, you look where you're running, not where you've been.
Good play by Reynolds, his second above average play in this game already.
Oh, I'll say the bunt and then that one.
Here's DeNorfia, swung on and missed, 0-2.
And think about the look by Fowler again. If you're thinking, well, the throw might be up, all you do is judge from where the catcher is how good the throw is. If the catcher's inside the line, you're dead anyway.
DeNorfia used as a pinch hitter late last night. The 0-2 pitch, the slider, that scoots away from Tony Cruz. So runners advance to second and third. 2 in scoring position now. Wild pitch charge to Tyler Lyons. DeNorfia spent time with Seattle, Oakland, Cincinnati, and the last 5 years with San Diego. 1-2 pitch from Lyons. Grounded foul. He's been the Cubs' top pinch hitter so far this year.
He's a good player. Guy I'm surprised the Cubs got so cheaply.
The Cubs have scored 1 run in their last 19 innings. They've gone 11 straight scoreless. Shutout last night, 6-0. Both offenses came into this series struggling. There's no doubt about that. Joe Madden, Mike Matheny, but the pitching staffs have kept them competitive and 2 of the better teams in the National League.
We talked about it last night. They have had to have good pitching to win games because their offense is not doing the jobs. Pitching in the major leagues is really good.
Into center, base hit. 1 run is in. Throw by Borges is up the line. Throw to second, not in time. DeNorfia makes it 2-0 Chicago.
High fastball to Anthony Rizzo with 2 strikes. The count 0-2 and 1-2 to DeNorfia. Fastball up in the strike zone. Tony Cruz trying to get DeNorfia at second base, and the Cubs take the lead.
Wild pitch now looms large.
Yes.
Fastball taken high by Starlin Castro. Grounded back to Lyons. First time up. He's 0 for 1.
That was a pitch thrown in anger right there.
He
tried
was.
to throw that ball through Tony Cruz, not to him.
Well hit out to left. And Tommy Pham is there. Chris DeNorfia with RBIs 9 and 10. 2-out single. 2-0 Chicago. .com/theme to get those tickets. That's July 17th. Wear your black and gold Mizzou night at Busch Stadium. Inside the division, the Cardinals have played very well. The only team that is above 500, 23-8. It's surprising there. Pittsburgh 14-20 inside the division. We'll be at Pittsburgh beginning on Thursday night. First of 4 against the Pirates. Kolten Wong at the plate. Terrific play on the double play started last night by Wong. So an RBI base hit with 2 outs to drive in Jason Hayward. That made it 2-0. Cardinals tacked on 4 more in one game, 6-zip. And an 0-2 pitch. Wong here, then Peralta and Jason Hayward for the Cardinals. Fights it off, and that's a base hit. Wong thinking 2 out of the box. Wide turn at first base. He'll stop there. Just over the reach of Chris Bryant. Reminder, the All-Star game is on Fox. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, Tuesday, July 14th on Fox. Was that always a fun game for you to do, or was it a hard game because of all the replacements?
Yeah, hard. You'd prepare for 2 or 3 hours on one player, have your chance, and he'd swing at the first pitch, and he's out of there.
Double play ball, 6-4, 3. Wong went in hard to Herrera. Good clean baseball. And the second double play the Cardinals have hit into today.
That was really nicely played by Herrera, because that ball not hit sharply, and it gave Wong, a fast runner, a chance to get out on top of Jonathan, and he still turned it.
In steps Hayward, who singled to center field. First time up. Cardinals with 4 base hits. But trailing 2-0. Strike 1. Ernie Banks would say, let's play 2, and that's what we're doing here this afternoon. Good breaking ball by Arrieta. 0-2 the count. Joe Maddon, one of 6 new managers in Major League Baseball. High expectations. Last to win a World Series in his first year with the club is John Farrell, the 2013 Red Sox. Since that time, it's been an up and down ride for John Farrell in Boston.
Mostly on the downside now, the downturn. Boston pitching has just been horrible this
Terrible.
year.
0-2 pitch. Hit the other way, and Bryant's got it. Takes an extra base hit away from Jason Hayward. Midway through 4, Cubs on top. fans ages 16 and older receive an Al Raboski bobblehead courtesy of Fox Sports Midwest. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Mike Claiborne there on the right, Al Raboski on the left on the radio side for the St. Louis Cardinals. The Hungo bobblehead coming up. Miguel Montero, Jake Arrieta, Jonathan Herrera, 7, 8, and 9 for Chicago. There's a 2-out base hit that scored 2. That's into shallow left, and it drops in for a base hit in front of Tommy Pham.
Well, again, your defense in the outfield should be as few balls in front of you that land as possible. The wind blowing in 24 miles an hour. It's straight in right now. Not that Tommy would have made a play on that ball. I think it's inexact to say that, but you get the drift.
So here's Jake Arrieta, who singled to center field back in the second inning. Came in hitting .030 this year. 1 sacrifice on the season. And he bunts in foul, strike 1. Joe Madden was telling me before the game a great story. He grew up a Cardinals fan from Hazleton, Pennsylvania.
Because of the '64 series, right?
That's right. Grew up listening to the Cardinals on KMOX radio. And he said he sent a letter to Harry Carey about his Little League team that had won a championship. They cut out a picture from the local newspaper, and Harry sent a congratulatory letter back to his family and to Joe on Busch Bavarian letterhead.
Oh,
Joe
that's great.
Still has framed in his office.
Busch Bavarian no longer made by the brewery, right? Anheuser-Busch, of course. Prominent in sports and prominent in St. Louis.
How great is that, though?
That's a great story.
Harry Carey writing back a young Joe Madden. And here he is managing the Cubs. I said, boy, it must be odd for that Cubby blue to be on. He said it is. It took a little while to get used to, but really excited about living here because he's never lived in a city. You know, he's always lived in the suburbs of the various places he's been.
Lives a couple of doors from Rush Street, from what we understand. Rush Street, of course.
Out at second. No play at first.
Good play by Cruz, pouncing on that ball immediately. The reason we said Rush Street, it reminds us of Harry Carey because Harry had the moniker of the king of Rush Street, and was he ever?
I would think it ruined many a ball player the next day.
All-day games.
Ouch. What a city. Jonathan Herrera lined out softly first time up. Ground ball base hit. Reynolds was playing in and a base hit to his left. Arrieta advancing to second base. So first and second for Dexter Fowler. I thought it was interesting, the Vegas odds, and we talked about it at the beginning of the season, but after the Cubs signed Joe Madden and John Lester, they invested about $200 million into the payroll. They went from 50-to-1 odds to 10-to-1 odds to win their first World Series.
That was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Infield fly is called on that play.
It's a tough day to call an infield fly because
sure is.
With runners on at first and second, or the bases loaded, and less than 2 outs, nothing is routine on a day like today. We said that earlier. And it's got to be a routine chance. And as you can see, not routine for Wong.
The current odds out of Vegas have the Cubs at 16-to-1. So current odds, if you're wondering, the Cardinals 7-to-1. There's a slider taken low and away. Base hit by Rizzo. Run scored back in the third. Joe Madden was asked after the game last night, are you going to talk to your team, maybe a closed-door meeting about facing the Cardinals, where the Cardinals have won 8 of 10? He said, absolutely not. These guys hear me all day in the clubhouse.
That's a foolish question to begin with.
There's that slider again, down and away.
Joe Madden said in the Sun-Times, the Chicago paper, yesterday, he doesn't worry about the Cardinals. He worries about winning every day. That's all. It doesn't matter who you're playing. It's big in the press, the Cardinals, Cubs, the rivalry and all that. Players don't think about that.
This long of a season, it's cliche, but you can't afford to.
No.
Just got to worry about what happens today. Now, it's hard to do that. I mean, for us, here we are talking about the week ahead and big weekend in Pittsburgh.
That's it. Those are things that we deal with, but what we deal with, they don't have to.
3-1 the count on Rizzo with 2 runners on. Hayward deep in right. Borges shallow in center. Pham in a few steps in left. 3-2. Good pitch.
Good slider from Lyons. Similar to that first at bat when he threw those 2 wicked sliders to get strike 2 and 3. See where he goes here. Probably a slider away. Cruz wants to talk.
Go with the slider here, Tim. You miss, then you're dealing with Bryant. The base is loaded.
Don't miss. It's the big leagues.
Hey, man, easier said than done.
I know.
It's the big leagues.
It's the big leagues. No tier higher.
3-2 pitch. Doesn't get the call. Third walk in 4 innings issued by Tyler Lyons, and a big at bat in this game is right here. Lilliquist out to visit. I mean, we've talked about it, Tim, with Arrieta. The Cardinals haven't hit him well last year. This year gets beyond 2 runs. That's not insurmountable by any means, but still very tough to come back against this right-hander.
Well, also on the opening, we talked about how lopsided this game was going in. Arrieta has been masterly here at Wrigley Field.
BJC Healthcare difference maker Chris Bryant, most RBIs by National League rookies prior to the All-Star break. This is since 1995. Tops on that list the historic year of Albert Pujols in 01. It was 66, but Bryant is on that list. 1 shy of 50. Bases loaded. First pitch popped out. Will it carry to the seats, though, because of the wind? It looks like it will.
That ball started out between the first and second base. Wong and Scruggs ended up 8 rows back.
Lyons, watching him get the ball back from Cruz, the new baseball, just looked befuddled. I just made a good pitch. I should be out of the inning. Are you kidding me that ball carried to the seats?
Welcome to Wrigley.
Then the slow walk back to the mound. 0-1 pitch. This should do it as Wong steps on the bag. So 2-0 Cubs. We head to the 5th in game 1 of this doubleheader.
base defensively. Struck out his first time up.
Fifth inning rolls in along with Tim McCarver, Pat Paris, Dan McLaughlin with you. 2-0 Chicago as Reynolds looks at a ball. We'll take a look at that defense momentarily of Reynolds. If you just joined us, one a bunt attempt, the other hard hit ball at third, and got Dexter Fowler trying to score. 2 balls, no strikes. Three and 0. Reynolds struck out back in the second inning. Arrieta struck out 2. And he's allowed 4 base hits, no walks.
Cardinals have had their leadoff batter on in 3 of the 4 innings this afternoon.
We talked about it earlier too, Tim, how good he's been, Arrieta, and not allowing that to happen nearly 80% of the time.
Right.
Cardinals with those 4 base hits, they've stranded 3. Three and 2. Here's what you're talking about, Tim, with the defense of Mark Reynolds.
Bunt attempt. Good play with the bare hand, and then immediately throwing home to get Fowler on a ball hit by Jorge Soler.
Popped up on the infield. Chris Bryant shading from the sun and makes the catch. 3-0 to 3-2 to the out. Jake Arrieta is our Kia in the driver's seat this afternoon, and his career against St. Louis, a 1.48 ERA. Cardinals only hitting 182 against Arrieta. Ball 1 to Peter Borges, who singled to right field. Ground ball to second base, taken by Herrera. 2 down. Some of the other starters that have pitched very well against the Cardinals: Byers, Arrieta, Francisco Liriano, the tough lefty of the Pirates, Tim Lincecum, and Chris Young. We saw him a bunch with San Diego, the Mets, and now with Kansas City. Xavier Scruggs. High chopper towards short. Gloved by Castro, makes the play. 9-pitch inning for Jake Arrieta. Martinez as the final National League All-Star. Cardinals trying to get 6 to the Midsummer Classic. Vote now at cardinals.com/vote. It ends at 3 on July 10th. Tyler Lyons pitching into the bottom of 5. It'll be Soler, DeNorfia, and Castro. Game 1 of 2 here on Fox Sports Midwest. Soler was up back in the 3rd with 1 out and a runner at 3rd, and hit that rocket to Mark Reynolds, who threw home to get Dexter Fowler. Then after that, you had 2 outs, still 2 on. Wild pitch by Lyons, advancing from 1st to 2nd. The Cardinals then saw 2nd and 3rd for the Cubs, and a base hit for DeNorfia to make it 2-0, and that's where we stand right now.
That was such a violent swing by Soler. He looked like he may have pulled something. How about the contract he signed out of Cuba?
9 years.
Yeah, $30 million for 9 years. So he signed through age 29.
Line drive into center field, going back Borges, and makes the catch.
Wrong day, Jorge.
Well, the thing is, too, Tim, I mean, 9 years, $30 million. Sure, is it a risk by the Cubs? Because you don't know how Soler will translate to Major League Baseball.
True. Right.
But it's a chance that it looks like it's going to pay off handsomely for Chicago.
I think so.
Here's DeNorfia trying to bunt his way on. That was into 2nd, then a single to score 2.
When you think about the right fielders in Major League Baseball, Soler may be the best defensive right fielder in the game already. That might be a stretch, but I don't think so.
I think the Cardinals like their guy a lot.
No, of course. Soler charges the ball better, though. His arm's stronger, and that's saying something because Jason Hayward has a very good throwing arm. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think Soler's going to have enough playing time to be voted for a Gold Glove this year.
.30 to DeNorfia. 4 walks issued by Lyons. What's on tap? Game 2 of this doubleheader from Wrigley Field. Cooney and Beeler. Beeler 0-2 this year. We'll come your way at 6:30 with the pregame show. Or Budweiser What's on Tap. Game 2, Cardinals and Cubs.
Yeah, gosh, Dallas Beeler was 1-5 in Iowa. It was last year. 6.33. That actually this year, I beg your pardon. 6.33 earned run average.
Let's see if Tim Cooney can't put it together tonight. Rough first outing. Major League debut against the Phillies. That was a day game on a Thursday at Busch Stadium. Did not pitch well. And last time out, much better. Today, the Cardinals trying to make it 13 consecutive quality starts. They have matched the 1944 team. And the 0-1 pitch. 0-2. Castro is hit back to Lyons and also flied out to left. Waves at that pitch. Is strikeout number 3 today for Lyons. So Lyons with 2 outs here in the 5th, trying to make it to the 6th and make this a quality start. The Cardinals have matched the 1944 team. As we talked about last night, they beat the Browns in the World Series in 6 games. Pitching, pitching, pitching. a ball taken by Miguel Montero. I always find this time of year fascinating in terms of what organizations do at the trade deadline. We're about 3 weeks away. Buyers, sellers, who's still in it, building for the future sometimes.
Rent a players.
Yes. That's it out of play. When we show you the numbers there with the quality starts, gives you an idea of just how well the Cardinals have pitched this year, but the offense hasn't been to the level that is even close to where the pitching staff has been.
No.
Here's a 1-1. Popped up. For Tony Cruz, you got to make sure that that finds the seats. There's John Mozeliak, the Cardinals GM, with us here in Chicago.
Busy time for Mo.
One ball, 2 strikes. If you look at recent history, not all trades that John has made, but many times he's looking to make a deal that benefits the club in the short term and then for the following season, if not beyond. You know, a lot of times that rent-a-player stuff, he's not going to do that. He has, but not many times. One of those was Holiday. You know, they take a chance. Say, let's get this guy in the environment in St. Louis. Midwest guy. We know a little bit about him from our players. We think he'll fit in, and then sign him long term. John Lackey would be the example of what I just mentioned, where you get him for the short term and then another year on the contract.
At the minimum.
That's a real good deal.
Real good deal. With the job John has done, he has pitched so much better than his salary dictates.
It's incredible.
Really,
I mean, it's just an unbelievable deal. And you shed millions with Alan Craig's deal.
Yeah.
The 2-2, runner goes. And it's hit into right field. That's a base hit. No! He did it again! Colton Wong with an unbelievable play in shallow right.
This is becoming ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness.
Hoping Colton is okay. Jason Hayward.
Oh, man.
Full extension. That's the 3rd game in a row that his defense has just been incomparable.
Can't believe he made this play.
That ball didn't have a lot of hang time either. Amazing.
this year's postgame speaker, football legend Kurt Warner. Also that day, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older receive a blue and yellow Kurt Warner V-neck T-shirt. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Happy 97th birthday to Henry Moylan, World War II veteran that never misses a game on Fox Sports Midwest. Well, you're slow to get up. That's Colton Wong, and I guess maybe he hit the side of his face.
Perhaps, yeah.
What a play, huh? It's now 3 games in a row. He's taken hits away. 2 diving catches, 1 the diving stop that turned into a double play.
And the very fact that his body can withstand those plays.
There you see it, the right side of the face.
What price glory.
2-2. Colton made his major league debut at this ballpark 2 years ago, right around this time. Two pitch to Tony Cruz. Strikeout number 4. Check that number 3, I beg your pardon, for Jake Arrieta. See that Cruz had words with the home plate umpire. I'm curious, when you were playing and you're catching and you're trying to get those calls for your pitcher, how careful are you?
Yeah, it's different for a catcher.
You bet it is.
You don't have the luxury of arguing like other position players do.
Trying to get those calls for your battery mate. Fastball last pitch 95. So Arrieta throwing hard here today. Cardinals again, the offense hit and miss, only 4 hits today.
Yeah, Tyler's done a good job. Only 2 runs through 5 innings.
The 1-2 pitch. As I mentioned earlier too, Cardinals 3 different occasions have had the leadoff man on, but they've hit into 2 double plays. They've stranded 3 and trailed 2-0. The 2-2. The Cubs, with what they have done, Tim, also with a new TV deal looming, but a lot of money they're making on their video boards. They've added the seats, expanding that. There's going to be a lot of cash coming through this place.
And with the rooftops partially filled today, they still get 17% of the ticket items or the sold tickets to watch the game from those in adjoining rooftops on Sheffield and Waveland Avenues.
3-2. Ground ball that's hit to second base. Herrera. 2 down. Catcher's ERA as we take a look at DraftKings. Molina, Cervelli, Montero, Stephen Voigt. Montero 1 for 2 today. Molina, will see him in game number 2 tonight. But the point being, if they want to go out and add a pitcher this offseason, say a David Price, many have linked the Cubs to David Price
because of Joe Madden.
Sure.
And his managing him in Tampa Bay.
But they could take on salary.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they could go out and spend a lot of money. You're going to see them do that probably in the next 2 or 3 years. Tommy Pham at the plate. The idea was, all right, let's take it over, gut it, get draft picks in here, try to replenish the farm system.
Kind of what they're doing to Wrigley.
Yeah.
Gutting it.
Make it a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
But this will be a team to contend with, it looks like, for many years to come. I thought, you and I were doing a game last year, and I said, why haven't the Cubs won? You simply said they have not produced players. You go back and look throughout the years, boy, that's true. They just have not drafted and developed well.
Horrible farm system. Horrible.
2-2 the count. But now that's starting to change.
And their international scouting has started to change also.
Such a key factor right now, still the international signing period. Cardinals signed a big lefty out of Venezuela this past week. Three and two on Tommy Pham. Single to start the game, then was picked off. He's also grounded out. And looks at a pitch high. The tying run will come to the plate. .66 total for Arrieta. First walk of the game to Pham, and now it's Kolten Wong. Cardinals looking for their first hit since back in the fourth. Inside to Wong. He's 1 for 2. He's also lined out to left, and a base hit back in the fourth. .1-0 pitch and a foul ball. Well, if you haven't seen these plays, boy, you've been missing out. This is Sunday, third inning. Yonder Alonso robbed. That save a run from scoring. Then last night, first and third, no score. That turns into an inning-ending double play. And today, with a runner off from first base, Wong, an incredible catch. It's shallow right.
Three's a charm.
Terrific plays.
And important plays. Sunday and last night in particular.
If that ball drops in right, you don't know what could happen.
That's true. It could kick around. And Hayward perhaps misplaying the ball because Wong was down. So you don't know where the ball's going to go. Denorfia running on the play.
The 2-1. Wong pops it up. Wind may blow it back. Not enough. Kolten Wong last night turned that double play, and then the next inning, a 2-out RBI single that brought in Hayward to make it 2-0. 9 home runs from Kolten Wong this year.
Tough request today, however.
I'd say so. Wind has been swirling and whipping here at the ballpark. The 2-2. 3-2. Peralta on deck.
Arrieta 3-2 on all 4 hitters this inning.
Pham running from first, and it swung on and missed. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 4 today for Jake Arrieta. Cardinals. It'll be Jake Arrieta, the 8th place hitter, then Jonathan Herrera, Dexter Fowler. You look at what Lyons has done today for the Cardinals. 4 walks. None of those walks, though, have come around to score. He struck out 3. His one mistake he'd love to have back is that 2-out RBI single from DeNorfia. That's the difference in the game. It's pitched well.
And what led up to that, too, that 0-2 high fastball to Anthony Rizzo.
That turned out to be a base hit to left, and then he would score. And the 1-0.
But for the most part, what the Cardinals expect this afternoon off Tyler, I mean, he has done a very, very dependable job.
One and 2 the count. Arrieta is single to center. Then on a sacrifice attempt back in the 4th, Tony Cruz pounced on it, got the lead man. Wong won't get that one. Arrieta, again, he came in hitting .030, and he's 2 for 3.
He has doubled his hit total in 3 at-bats in July.
So now here's Herrera. Scruggs holding it first. Reynolds in on the grass at 3rd.
Goofy game, isn't it?
Sure is. Can't figure it out. Bunted sharply to Scruggs, but he'll let it roll foul. John Lackey last night, 7 scoreless innings. 4th shutout win at Wrigley Field in less than a year for the Cardinals. They've only done that 4 other times in the long history of this rivalry. First career multi-hit game for Jake Arrieta. Cubs with 7 hits today. One pitch. Bunt is down. Lyons will throw to first. Wong is covering. The sacrifice is good. Arrieta advances into scoring position at second base. Dexter Fowler has walked. Single to center field. And with 2 runners on, popped out to second base. Both these clubs score under 4 runs a game. They both pitch very well. The Cardinals will find the seats out of play. They've given up on average 2.79 runs a game. That's it. This day and age of baseball, that's an incredible amount of runs that they do not allow.
No, pitchers are dominating the game once again. They did it throughout the 60s, and they have been doing it for the last 3 years. We've talked about it before. You know, you talk to scouts, there are power arms all over the place in high school and college, but no power bats for the most part. And when you get one like Chris Bryant,
you lock him up.
You treat him like a star immediately. You lock him up. That's right.
2 balls, 1 strike on Fowler. Foul ball, now 2-2. PED's out of the game. You just don't see the power that you once did.
No, right.
And who's to say that it's all cleaned up, but I think it's been certainly cleaned up and gone in the right direction. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, he's not getting that inside pitch twice now on Fowler. 3-2 the count. Arrieta, the runner at second base. And a fly ball that's lifted out to shallow center. Wong wanted to go get that one too. You see him racing out there?
There's like 3 of them out there.
Does Wong remind you of anybody?
No.
I was trying to think of that earlier.
No, I can't think of anybody.
Me neither. I was trying to come up with somebody that reminds me of Colton Wong. You know, he's not a big guy, but can hit for power. He's going to be a 2020 guy at some point.
Oh, I think so.
There's Rizzo.
He's not Ryan Sandberg.
No.
Who was smooth at second base, the Hall of Famer, all those Gold Gloves. I think Wong will win a Gold Glove. If not this year, he's close.
Think how far he's come in that regard.
That's an excellent point right there, Dan, because we remember him starting out in April last year, having a horrible April, down on himself, picked off during the World Series, which had to be embarrassing for him, trying to live that down and having to wait all winter to do that.
Think about it.
Yeah. But when he re-arrived in St. Louis in mid-May last year, he has been a totally different player.
It's all about confidence with him.
All about confidence. It's all about confidence with everybody.
Three balls, 1 strike on Rizzo. Think about where he was a few years ago. Rizzo fighting just to stay here in the big leagues.
Fighting for his life at one time.
That's right.
Testicular cancer.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second is Arrieta. And he walked him. 5 walks issued by Lyons. He snaps at the ball. Delivered back from Tony Cruz. Cardinals with a right-hander throwing in the pen. With Chris Bryant coming up, that may be it for Tyler Lyons. Looks like that's the case here.
And a good job, too.
Former Cub fireman. Chevy called to the pen. Marcus Hatley coming on. That snaps that string, and the Cardinals go with Marcus Hatley in this spot. Let's check in with Pat Paris.
Dan, I had a conversation with David Bell, the Cardinals bench coach, right before the start of this game about the doubleheader and how they'll handle it. And he said, you know, with a split doubleheader like this, a day-night doubleheader, it's a different feel. They're approaching it like one game followed by another game, maybe even like it was a different day. And they're able to do that because of the gap between. In fact, he said that he might shower up and go for a little stroll around Wrigleyville in between games if there's enough time, just to kind of reset. He hopes everybody on the team does it. They obviously have the ability to rest Yadier Molina and Matt Carpenter. They're not in the starting lineup in game one. They'll be in game two. That's just the beginning of the construction. They'll see how some of these guys go out today in this game one, how they come out of it, and see if they'll use them again in game two tonight.
Tim Cooney, thank you, Pat, will make that start. Tight ball game here. Runners at first and second, 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Marcus Hadley, who was in the farm system with Chicago for a number of years, now with the St. Louis Cardinals. Then the week has made his major league debut. That's inside to Chris Bryant as Hadley stares back at the home plate umpire. Bryant today alone has stranded 6. Drafted by the Cubs in 06, Marcus Hadley. And a 3-0 pitch. Cubs have received 6 walks here today. Really, that was the undoing of Tyler Lyons. He walked 5 of those 6.
And you put the emphasis on the positive. If Hadley can get out of this without the Cubs scoring, those 6 walks and only 2 runs scored, very frustrating for the Cubs.
Cubs had the bases loaded earlier in this game. And now they have Soler at the plate. Nowhere close. Soler has struck out, hit into a fielder's choice, and lined out. The 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hadley finally getting a chance against a team that wouldn't give him a chance.
Big guy, had a good spring. Made a good impression. 2 balls, 1 strike. Strike zone is tightened up, but if you're not around it with a lot of walks, you won't get those borderline pitches.
No.
Two one. Like that. 3-1. No activity in the Cardinals pen, and here comes the crowd. Chicago. The 7th walk the Cubs have received.
And 3 straight walks in this inning. Jake Arrieta, his 2nd hit of the day, and 3 straight walks. 1 by Tyler Lyons and 2 by Hadley.
Soler with a total of 15 walks coming into this game. Those 2 base hits, Arrieta now hitting .083. Strike 1. Chris Denorfia with a hit that brought in 2 back in the 3rd.
4 straight balls, 2 straight strikes.
Oh, 2 pitch. Strike out for Hatley after walking the first 2. 3-0 Chicago as we head to the 7th of Game 1. Cool, windy day here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs in Game 1 of the doubleheader with a lead of 3-0. Jake Arrieta sailing along this far. Here's Johnny Peralta. Peralta is 0 for 2. He struck out back in the first inning and also grounded into a double play. The Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. You wonder how it happens, Tim, where a guy hits the age of 28 and all of a sudden Jake Arrieta becomes someone the Cardinals cannot beat. This guy is good. Plus stuff.
Great arm speed. Arm speed that creates late break. Like that.
Crowd today 34,368. 34368. We're playing this game because first game was canceled. Maybe by weather or maybe because there was a lack of bathrooms. I'm going with the latter.
Oh, opening night, an ESPN game. First game and only game played on that day. Back in April. And the next night they had to have 3,000 porta-johns here at Wrigley Field.
And here the local media got after it pretty good too. I mean, there were fans that could not find a bathroom for hours to get into a bathroom, and the Cubs heard about it, so they weren't sure if they were ready to go after the off day, which was Monday. Then we played on Tuesday. I got to the ballpark here, and I couldn't believe they canceled it already. I was here early, about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and that's it. Canceled. There's a leadoff walk for Peralta. Second walk issued by Jake Arrieta.
Cardinals have stranded only 2 today, while the Cubs have stranded 11. So the Cardinals can take heart in the fact that the Cubs had their chances to blow them away, but didn't, and they're still in the ball game. Get a couple of guys on, you don't know what might happen.
Here's Jason Hayward. Start to stretch a little bit down in the Cubs bullpen, which has been very good outside of Edwin Jackson. Hayward is lined out and single. Takes a ball. I always think it's interesting, and I know today's a cool afternoon, and you wouldn't think there's a situation where Arrieta runs out of gas, but he was on the base paths the better part of the bottom of the previous inning. Again, forget it. I see how you're looking at me. How the heck with it.
Well, these guys run all the time. I mean, you mean to tell me they
just
can't
move on?
I mean, Arrieta should be a fresh runner. He hasn't been on base all year.
What did I say? We're moving on.
1 for 33. I mean, the guy's never run the bases, so now he's tired because he did.
Why not? Let's use it. That's going to be a theory.
Go with it, right? Okay. All right, you talked me into it.
Well, if it was Bartolo Colon, it'd be a different story.
Yes.
But Jake Arrieta, no.
No. 28 years old and in the shape he's in.
The minute I started to say it, and then I looked at you, back with it.
No sense in continuing.
Next pitch to Hayward. 1 ball, 1 strike. I could just tell by your reaction. Uh-oh, what have I done? Chopped foul off the bat of Hayward. No one throwing at the Cardinals' pen, so we'll see Marcus Hatley for the bottom of the 7th.
Now, I was just thinking that the Cardinals would love to get somebody up, because if somebody gets up, they've got something going, more than just one man on.
The unfortunate part of what this game feels like from the Cardinals' perspective is that you're not going to come back. You know, Arrieta's pitching so well.
Tough day to come back. The home run's out.
Exactly. And your offense just has not been clicking, but that could change in a hurry. Liner, that is cracked by Fowler. That saves a run, probably. If it goes by him, it's to the wall. He was playing in. Peralta was more than halfway to second base.
That puts the Cardinals on the board and a triple for Hayward in all probability.
Changes the complexion of the game, potentially. Instead, 1 out, runner at first, and in steps Mark Reynolds. Good play there by Dexter Fowler. Reynolds with 1 out, 1 on, and a strike at 95 miles an hour. You know, at one point, Fowler, when he was in Colorado, the spacious outfield that they have at that ballpark, they thought they could build around him. He could run above average defensively, but then he was traded to Houston and now here in Chicago. One and one the count. Reynolds struck out on a curveball in the 2nd inning, popped out to 3rd. Cardinals on the bench today. Carpenter from the left side. On the right side, Randall Grichuk, Yadier Molina, Pete Kozma. Two and two. That is one area to think about, as we talked about earlier with the trade deadline for the Cardinals, trying to strengthen their bench, get some kind of pop off the bench. This was the role that Reynolds was envisioned for with a healthy Matt Adams. Holiday out, Grichuk playing more. And Reynolds sends a fly ball into right center field. Fowler over, makes the catch. Johnny Peralta back to the bag at first.
Even though a strong bench is more important in the National League because of the pitcher spot in the order, if you don't use your bench a lot, that means your regulars are doing very, very well. I've always considered a strong bench down in the needs of a team, even in the National League.
Borges has singled to right, grounded out to second. 1 for 2 this afternoon. To the count. 89 pitches for Jake Arrieta. Here's the 0-2. Arrieta trying to pick up strikeout number 5. Walked 2 in this game. And he's allowed just 4 base hits. In between games, Bo and Tampa will hit the town and then regroup for game 2. Bo, the 14-year-old grandson of my partner today, Tim McCarver.
There is nothing sacred, is there?
Just look at it this way. Bo's getting an education that he wouldn't read about in a book.
That is correct. Arrieta, his education was a breaking ball right down the middle against Borges. And he did not get the call. The Cardinals and Borges will try to capitalize on that.
The 2-2 pitch. 3-2. Xavier Scruggs on deck. And Peralta off with this next pitch. No activity in either bullpen. Rizzo backing up at first base, so Peralta can get a very, very big lead. Hit down the left field line, and this will put the Cardinals on the board. Peralta rounding third. He'll score. Borges in with the double. And it's 3-1 Chicago. Peter Borges driving in Peralta. Tying run comes to the plate. Second hit for Peter today.
We saw Marcus Hatley question some calls. And we're seeing Jake Arrieta think after that breaking ball on the 1-2 pitch, giving Borges new life, and then the high fastball, and Peter Borges drives in the first Cardinal run of the game. That is that 1-2 pitch that Arrieta wanted. And Peter Borges got a fastball, a high fastball with the count 3-2, and delivered.
Tying run at the plate. Here's Scruggs. And with that, Mitch Harris begins to throw in the Cardinals' pen. Still no activity for Chicago. The 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Scruggs has lined into a double play and grounded out to short. 0 for 2. 2-0 pitch. .48 pitches in the first 5 innings. 48 in the last 2 for Arrieta. The 2-1. 3-1. They start to loosen in a hurry. James Russell is throwing. A right-hander has joined him as well. I believe that's Rondon. Scruggs base hit into right center field. Here comes Borges. And it's 3-2. A pair of 2-out hits and RBIs. This one for Scruggs, his 7th on the year. 3-2 Chicago.
Where do things get interesting after that base hit? Clutch base hit by Xavier Scruggs, getting an opportunity on the 3-1 count. Line drive to right center field. Remember Derek Gould of the Post-Dispatch wrote a great article about Scruggs earlier in the year, and John Mozeliak in that article said he is on the roster because he has reinvented himself. And he did. He lost weight in Memphis, went down, and has really come back with a new attitude. He said, if I'm not on the roster, if I'm not a minor league free agent, something must be wrong with me. And he did something about it. Here he is in the big leagues.
Played winter ball too, Tim, and learned the outfield. And apparently the Cardinals felt comfortable enough at times, if need be, to put him in the outfield.
Toiling in the minors for so long, and nice to see him in the big leagues and delivering a key hit here in the 7th.
Tony Cruz at the plate. Fouled back.
You almost
1 ball,
think,
1 strike.
Dan, you almost think if Scruggs had walked, then Matt Carpenter might have been the pinch hitter, and the left-hander James Russell really wasn't warm at the time. He'd only just gotten up.
That's why I kept saying I was surprised they didn't have somebody up. And thinking about Carpenter coming off the bench. That's line foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's hope those fans are okay.
Yeah.
Near the Cardinal bullpen. That was a screamer into the seats. Arrieta had 101 pitches. The 1-2. Arrieta thought he had strike 3 again.
Second pitch in this inning.
What looms large for the Cardinals in this game is he just missed, I guess, the 3 consecutive walks in the bottom of the 6th, and the bases loaded walk by Soler.
A guy who rarely walks.
That's the point. The 2-2 pitch. Cruz reaches for it, out to left, and that's a base hit. No catch by Denorfia. 3 consecutive hits for the Cardinals. Runners at first and second, and Matt Carpenter will pinch hit.
You know, when you think about it, you almost cannot play too shallow on a day like today, with the wind whistling in, continuing. Whistling in from left field toward home plate. Chris Denorfia playing it safe.
One of his biggest supporters is Yadier Molina. There he is, banging on the cooler there. Runners at first and second. That's it for Arrieta. Carpenter will be the pinch hitter. James Russell, the lefty, been around a long time, will come in to face Carpenter. The tying run now at second base. It's our Chevy called to the pen. lefty, right?
Right.
This is the move. This is something to think about. Against James Russell, Carpenter is 5 for 16. We talk about how good he is against left-handers. By the way, against Jake Arrieta, his former college buddy, 0 for 16. So again, on the surface, you get lefty, but dive into the numbers. It could be looked at both different ways here in this situation.
Well, Carpenter's clearly not affected as much by left-handed pitching as most left-handed hitters are.
First pitch fouled back. And for Carpenter, Arrieta, that's the toughest guy that he faces.
Yeah.
When you look at the numbers for him.
Right.
See if the move pays off here for Joe Madden. Runners at first and second. Tying run at second base for Matt Carpenter. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Arrieta, as he left, was hot going into that dugout of the Chicago Cubs. Unhappy with some non-calls that did not go his way.
Particularly that 1-2 curveball to Peter Borges.
The 1-1. Now 1-2. Mitch Harris is loose and ready to come in for the bottom of the 7th. Hyundai pitch arsenal for James Russell. Couple of tours here with the Chicago Cubs. And now has Carpenter at 1-2. Struck him out. Replica Saturday alternate jersey featuring Adam Wainwright's name and number, courtesy of Equifax. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. The Mazda game summary: Chicago with a lead of 3-2. Lions 5 2/3. Borges 2 for 3 in this game with an RBI. Arrieta pitching into the 7th, and Denorfia 1 for 3 with a pair of RBIs. Matt Carpenter back at a familiar spot, takes over at second base. We get word it's a head contusion for Cole Malone, so he's out of this game.
Makes him questionable for the night game too.
Sure does.
Yeah.
Starlin Castro leads it off against Mitch Harris.
Talked about it last night that Mitch Harris went to Memphis, AAA affiliate of the Cardinals, of course, and worked on that downward tilt of his slider, trying to get on top of the ball. Last night showed much improvement. Danger of that is when you drop that hand, it becomes a spinner, not a slider.
Castro is grounded out, flied out, and struck out. It's tapped foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Has taken an interesting turn, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
Cardinals seem to be out of it, and a few of those 2-out base hits strung together, right back in at 3-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 pitch to Castro, pulled foul.
With Arrieta pitching and his prior success against the Cardinals, it appeared that it was more than a 3-0 lead for the Cubs. That vague number of, you don't know whether it's 4 or 5 or 6 to it, but it appeared to be more because Arrieta was in such control.
And the offense of the Cardinals just has struggled so mightily. As Carpenter puts that away, flings it over to Xavier Scruggs for the first out.
Then all of a sudden, 3 straight hits.
Changes everything.
Changes everything.
The Cubs, the way that they have been using their bullpen late in games in safe situations, is that Jason Mott is now turning more into the closer, and Strop is your 8th inning man. Rondon is the 7th inning, sometimes 8th inning. There's Mott, 5 for 5 in save opportunities. Montero. It was his soft liner into right field. The catch made by Kolten Wong that was putting him on the sidelines. But what a play back in the 5th inning by Kolten. Montero has walked and singled to left. .96 from Mitch Harris.
Guy who rarely broke 91 or 92 in past years shows up different man this spring.
Tim, when he first came back, he barely broke 82.
My gosh.
That's why you think, another year.
Wonder why the Cardinals held on to him. He couldn't break 82.
They wanted to give him a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, but you think another year or two, and you're talking about the development of his slider, a chance to be a very good pitcher. I realize he's 29 years old, but still.
Older guys can improve. We talked about it earlier in the game.
There's a strikeout for Harris. So he's got the first 2. And Chris Coghlan will be the pinch hitter.
I'd say, how do you improve your speed as a pitcher when you're older? Considerable speed, like 6 miles an hour, and that's considerable. Well, it could be a matter of being centered as opposed to flying open, a slight mechanical adjustment, or a major mechanical adjustment. Sometimes flying open will not allow you to throw the fastball as hard as you can. But if you're cored and if you use the core, sometimes that in itself will be the difference in that 4, 5, 6 miles an hour, or a changeup like he just threw Coughlin.
Coughlin was the starter last night at left and was a leadoff man for the Cubs. Hits that out of play. He's batting .251 this year. James Russell, third of an inning, the strikeout of Carpenter. Coughlin is 3 for 13 as a pinch hitter this season. And the 1-2 pitch from Mitch Harris. Coughlin lost the bat, just got a piece of it, stays alive. Looking ahead to the top of the 8th, the Cardinals have Pham in what would have been Colton Wong's spot. That's now Harris and Peralta. Left on the bench for St. Louis, Grichuk, Cosma, Molina. Two balls, 2 strikes. Coughlin still the Iron Man of baseball, appearing in this game, extending his streak, closing in on 200 straight. Former Rookie of the Year with the Marlins back in 2009. Started last season at AAA Iowa, then was called up, played in 125 games for the Cubs. Hit .283. Chops it off the plate, and a foul ball.
Sometimes you go up there and I'm not, believe me, I'm not laughing. I've been in that situation where he swings at a foul ball, fouls it off, his right hand's hurting, so he's shaking his right hand. 2 pitches later, he hits his right foot with a foul ball. Now he doesn't know, he's limping and shaking his hand, his right hand and his right foot.
It's a tough AB, huh?
Tough.
3-2, and now it just got a little tougher as he limps back to the dugout. Struck him out on a 3-2 pitch, 2 Ks from Mitch Harris.
Up man for the Cubs in there in this 3-2 ball game, and I have a chance to do some play-by-play. Is Randall Grichuk, I beg your pardon, Tommy Pham is the hitter. That's why I don't do play-by-play, partner. What are you doing?
Had a lot of coffee today to stay warm.
I had Grichuk hitting as Tommy Pham, and again, that's why I don't do play-by-play, so take it, Dan.
But you did it for years.
I did in New York, but it's been years. You're right. Look at you smiling like a possum.
No, I've heard you.
I'm burying myself, and you're smiling.
I would no. Now it's Randall Grichuk.
Okay.
Now we got Grichuk. One down. Pedro Strop. And a fastball at 95. Take it for a strike. Grichuk snapped an 0 for 20 late last night with the base hit that scored 2. Quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Cooney and Beeler coming up later tonight. 6:30 with the pregame show with the one and only Jim Hayes and Rick Horton. Here's that slider. He's got a great slider.
Wicked on right-handed hitters. Gives you an idea. That's a tough pitch.
Johnny Peralta, 3-2 game in favor of Chicago.
That's a quick pitch. And then a spin around from Strop. How about that delivery? Quick pitch, spin around.
I was just about to say, I've never seen him work this fast. He's working very quickly this inning. Strop was part of the deal with Arrieta from Baltimore, and again he's ready. Inside at 95. Remember, we saw Strop. He gave up that home run to Greg Garcia. And a ground ball that's hit to third. Quick inning, Pedro Strop. Cardinals go 1-2-3. Brought to you by Budweiser. Make a plan to make it home. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. Randy Cho takes over for the Cardinals here at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Reminder, Game 2 coming up later tonight at 6:30. Chevy called to the pen.
How many times have we seen this all year? Randy Choate coming in to start an inning against 2 switch hitters and a left-hander. I can't think of a time.
No, I mean,
he's
it's
done that.
few and far between that he starts an inning. Sokolovich is throwing in the pen, and a strike to Jonathan Herrera. I was thinking initially you may start with a right-hander, because then you turn around. Fowler is hitting .210 from the left side,
right,
and then bring your lefty in to face Rizzo. We'll see how it all plays out. We're at the bottom of the 8th, and that's a base hit into center field.
That was a wee bit scary right there. The ball right through the wickets. Randy Choate tried to react to it. Pardon me. Sometimes if you're caught in between a hit and run and a bunt, the hit and run wins out because of what a hitter's done. Fowler's looked good at the plate today. He's a good right-handed hitter. I don't bunt here. Good speed on it first, and Herrera.
Again, I think you go back to looking at Fowler being a key hitter in this inning. Clearly Rizzo on deck, but
if you turn him around, he might bunt.
Yeah. You know, Fowler came in again 340 from this side of the plate as opposed to 210. That's a significant split.
You say, well, Mike Matheny's leaving Choate in to face Rizzo. It may be too late once you get to Rizzo.
That's the point.
Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes. 1-run ball game here in the bottom of the 8th.
Sometimes, in fairness, from a manager's standpoint, there are no perfect moves. You're forced into an imperfect move. And I think this may be a situation. If it's just a day game, it's different. But you got a game tonight.
That's well hit. Left center. And it's off the top of the ivy. No throw from Peralta. Back to a 2-run lead for Chicago.
Once again, a 340 hitter right-handed. And a 205 hitter left-handed. This ball hit under the wind here at Wrigley.
Remember how we were talking about Carpenter against left-handers? Something to think about with Rizzo. .474 on-base percentage this year against left-handed pitching. Now, Choate has pitched well against Rizzo, but that's another factor to think about, too. That's way outside.
Well, as we said, by the time you get to Rizzo, just lefty against lefty, it may be too late. And in this particular instance, it's proved so.
Two-0 the count. Back to a 4-2 Chicago lead. Rizzo 3 for 11 with a homer off of Randy Choate. The high fly ball opposite way. Goodbye. That's it for Choate. Home run by Rizzo. Elected to go with the lefty. Move did not pay off. To look at your starters for the National League. That includes a pair of Cardinals with Holiday in left and Peralta at short. Home run by Rizzo, his 16th. On base 4 times today. He scored 2 runs, driven in 2. And Sokolovic is into the game for the 12th time this year. So Randy Choate starts the inning. Base hit by Herrera. Double by Fowler off the top of the wall. Rizzo takes one over the wall. 6-2 lead for the Cubbies. And Bryant pops one foul onto the roof here at Wrigley Field. So Rizzo now 4 for 12. Pair of home runs, 7 RBIs against Randy Choate. That's another reason you look at the move to begin the inning with Randy Choate. Fowler, numbers by Rizzo, what he's done against left-handed pitching.
That's the key, I think. I think you can match Randy Choate. I don't care about the numbers with Randy Choate and Rizzo. But Fowler, I think, is a very legitimate point. Instead of bringing the right-hander in to pitch to a left-hander batting .205 against right-handed pitching.
One ball and 2 strikes. Chris Bryant. Line drive out to left and a base hit with that sinking liner. Jorge Soler. Soler with the bases loaded walk back in the 6th inning. Is lined out, grounded out, hit into a fielder's choice. Nobody out, and a runner at first base. First pitch to Soler. Foul ball. And the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jason Mott getting loose in the pen. 4-run lead. One ball and 2 strikes. I would think going into this series could be a nightmare for the managers to think about, kind of like when you go into Coors Field for 4 games. You don't know what to expect and how to manage your pitching. It's the case when you come to Wrigley Field more times than not, it seems like. Right. Especially when you mix in a doubleheader.
When you're playing 4 games in 48 hours. That's what makes this so tough.
The 1-2 pitch. Sokolovich to second base and throw it right into center field. First 5 now have reached in this inning, an error on the pitcher Sokolovich. What could have been a double play.
How many times on throws to bases do we see overthrows, wide throws, short hop throws from pitchers? Often. Not just Cardinal pitchers, but all pitchers in the major leagues. On the heels of John Lester not being able to throw to first base.
Now Denorfia been on base twice. The changeup floats in for a strike. He has an RBI single with 2 outs that brought in 2 back in the 3rd and walked in the 5th. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Oh, 0-2. This is turning into a situation where Joe Maddon then can sit Mott if he elects to in a non-sit save situation if we get there. Keep him rested for game number 2 if they need him. And the 1-2 missed in. Chris Conroy is the home plate umpire. This has been a pretty tight strike zone this afternoon.
For the most part, for both sides.
Yep.
Yes.
The 2-2. Into center field for a base hit, and a run will score. It's now 7-2 Chicago. Bryant scores the 7th run for the Cubs. Starlin Castro now, who is hitless in 4 plate appearances and still nobody out. Five hits in the inning. Mott now has a seat for the Cubs. Non-save situation with a lead of 7-2. No activity for the Cardinals. This is all on Sokolovich to get the next 3 outs and save the rest of the bullpen. 2 balls, no strikes. As Cruz calls time. That may be part of his message. Hey, look. Nobody getting loose. This is on you. Let's go. Get it going. There's that look again.
I don't think a catcher's going to word it like that.
Well, you soften it a little bit.
Yeah, you got to.
Gonna massage it a little bit.
Bit of a politician. Not be necessarily straightforward in situations like that.
The 2-0. 2-1. Chance for the players to relax a little bit between games and then gear it back up. 7 o'clock for game 2 of our doubleheader. The 2-1 pitch. Sokolovich to second base. That one on the mark. Denorfia went hard into Peralta, and I don't think he liked that one bit. He looked back to see who it was, then looked in the dugout as if to say, all right, you guys seeing this too? Denorfia went hard into
Yeah, he did. On a slowly hit ball. That gives him a chance to get there, but no, that was clean as can be.
So runners at the corners, 1 out.
The shortstop and second baseman, they don't like guys coming in with the legs high or a high hit. That's, if you hug the ground, it's legit.
Miguel Montero on base twice today with a walk and a single to left. Big gap in right center. Cubs trying to add to their 7-2 lead. What are you looking for?
My lineup sheet.
Where'd it go?
I don't know.
The 0-2 pitch. It's another good changeup. Strikeout of Montero. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Ninth man to come to the plate, Mike Baxter. '21st pitch of the inning for Miguel. Strike 1.
Mike Baxter's career will continue, obviously, but he will always be remembered for the play he made in left field at Citi Field when the only no-hitter in Mets history was thrown.
Johan Santana against the Cardinals. And an incredible play up against the wall. And by the way, he was hurt after that play.
Went on the DL.
That's right.
Right. The perhaps double down the line that wasn't a double, hit by Carlos Beltran, called foul by the umpire.
Santana never the same after that no-hitter.
No, as a matter of fact, you told me you talked to Terry Collins this spring and asked about that.
Before I could even get the question out, he said yes. And the question was it the hardest game you've ever managed that night? And he said absolutely yes. He said it was, his stomach was turning He was tore up about it. He knew what was on the line in terms of history.
I forgot how many pitches.
134, I believe.
134.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was a little late 120s, but.
And he said afterwards.
I think Terry's being too hard on himself, though. He's the type of guy who would be.
Yes. He said, too, we tried everything after that to get him right. Skip him a start, extra day's rest. Santana had the shoulder issues previous and elbow issues. Well, what a night. I mean, it was, when you watched him in the dugout, too, in that game, he was literally, he had tears in his eyes, Tim. I mean, he was welling up.
Yeah, I remember
the emotions of it.
MLB Network showing some of those emotions.
Here's a 2-2 pitch to Baxter. Popped up. Out of play. Santana trying to make a comeback this year. He has cut that out. He said he's not done. He's going to try again one more time. I believe that was with Toronto. Two and two the count. Runner at first, that's Starlin Castro. He's off with this next pitch with 2 outs, full count. Also a runner at third. And the 3-2. Cold foul. Mets still hanging in there. They've won 2 straight, 3.5 games back of Washington. Atlanta's now 5 out. Los Angeles leading in the West over San Francisco by 5 games. (3-2) again. And again, it's hit out of play.
Speaking of the Washington Nationals, I see where Bryce Harper will not be performing in the home run hitting contest because his father can't pitch to him. Has a sore arm. As a matter of fact, they're thinking about surgery for his father's.
Oh, no.
For his father's shoulder. Yeah.
Wow. I knew he wasn't going to do it. I didn't know that was the reason.
Yeah. In the paper, in the Sun Times today.
Bases loaded. So the Cubs will bat around here in this bottom of the 8th. It all started with Herrera against Randy Choate with a base hit. And at that time, it was a 3-2 Cubs lead. Chicago has put up 4 here at the bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded again for the Cubbies. And a ground ball. Cubs strand the bases loaded. They pick up 4. And we're off to the 9th here of game number 1. sensational job on the pregame, and I'm looking forward to what happens at 6:30 tonight. Our Chevy call to the pit. Neil Ramirez is in. Jim and Ricky, it's a long day for them in the studios back home in St. Louis. The Cardinals will have Jason Hayward lead it off. One for three with a single back in the second inning. Chicago has picked up 7 runs here today. They had scored 5 runs total in their previous 5 games against the Cardinals. With a win this afternoon, the Cubs then pull to within 8.5 of St. Louis, with 2 games to go in this series. Here we are in July, and it is a chilly day here in Chicago.
Yeah, we were not kidding earlier when we said there was a wind chill factor.
Yes.
Today, like in the late 40s, with the wind blowing 24 miles an hour.
Hayward, another base hit. 2-hit day. Jake Arrieta is our Budweiser player of the game, the starter for the Chicago Cubs. He's in line for the victory. 6 2/3, 7 hits, couple of runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Our Budweiser player of the game, right-hander Jake Arrieta of the Chicago Cubs. Mark Reynolds with a runner at first base, and he looks at a ball.
Yeah, the wind blowing straight in right now could be totally different at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yes. It's to be interesting too, the lineup that we'll see in that game number 2. You know, Molina will be in there sitting out.
Grichuk.
Yep. And there it is. Reynolds, a long shot into left. Just stays in the ballpark. He needed that. That's home run number 6 for Mark Reynolds. RBIs 28-29. Cuts into the lead. It's now 7-4.
Think of where that ball would have landed had the wind been blowing out. It's understandable that Rizzo can find a seam in left center field for a home run, but that was to the deepest part of the left field wall. And as you said, I mean, had the wind not been blowing in, that ball's going to hit that building over there, that yellow building.
You think he knew it? I'd say so.
Yeah.
Now Jason Mott back up, getting loose in a hurry. Here's Peter Borges. So 2-run homer for Reynolds, his 6th this year, cuts into the lead. It's now 7-4. Borges, a 2-hit day, included in there an RBI double back in the 7th inning. No balls and 2 strikes. And an 0-2 pitch taken outside and low. We're talking though about the lineup at Grichuk, Molina, but then with the apparent bruise or contusion for Wong, you know, Reynolds may stay at third, Carpenter at second. Pete Kozma could get a start.
Yeah.
The 2-2. Strikeout of Borges. comes Jason Mott and our Chevy called to the pen. Was in the Cardinals organization for 12 seasons. He's perfect in save opportunities. And coming back from that Tommy John surgery, like many pitchers do, they reclaim that velocity, and that's starting to happen now with Jason Mott.
Yeah.
Derek Lilliquist was the one that told Jason Mott, your days as a catcher are through. However, your days in this organization in a different role are just beginning.
Are not through.
That's right.
Anything but through.
Derek told me it was a hard conversation. There's a line out to left. DeNorfia makes the play. Because he said, you're talking to a young man whose hopes and dreams are at that position, and then all of a sudden turning the world upside down. But you're not cutting it. You're not saying goodbye to them. So still a chance, and here he is. Mott made a nice living off of being a pitcher and a hard thrower.
What a reasonable conversation that must have been.
Yeah. Saves as a Cardinal for Jason Mott, including 42 that he had back in 2012. 6th game now for Jason, pitching against St. Louis. He's given up just 1 hit in 4 1/3. Still doing a lot of charitable works in Memphis, where he calls home in the offseason, and in St. Louis. One ball, one strike. And the Cardinals down to their final strike here in game 1. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Tony Cruz. Single to left. The Cardinals are mounting a comeback in the 7th inning. At that point, cut the lead to 3-2. The Cubs, though, picked up 4 in the bottom half, and they lead it 7-4. Back to Mike. Cubs take game 1 of the doubleheader. Mott picks up save number 5. Rizzo, the home run off a choke. That broke it open for Chicago. Stay with us. We've got the postgame show coming up. 7-4. Chicago in game 1.